All right, let's do this. Thank you for watching, whoever left. We're going through the motions. We have a few days. Got a couple days off. I don't know what I'm going to be doing with them, but we're going to do something. Just having so much fun. I had something to talk about today, and I lost it, and I was just basically wasting time trying to get it going. Let's see. Yeah, I'm like a super nerd. I don't know if I've ever really talked about this. We were having a conversation. I was having a conversation with somebody, and I was bringing up like really bizarro what do you call facts and stuff like that, and they were like going, how do you know that shit? And I'm like going, oh, I grew up with it. I mean, and they were like, oh, and I always joke that I got kicked out of Star Trek fandom. And the truth is that I was asked to leave. It's more of a you kind of don't belong here type of thing. And it's because of that stupid Trekkies Trekker thing that came up. And I was just kind of like, you know what? This all-inclusive bullshit that you spout, you really showed your true colors. So I made a joke that I wouldn't want to belong to the club that would have me as a member. Groucho Marx, just so everybody knows. When I bring up like how I don't feel like I fit in, that is how every group that I'm in, I just kind of feel like I'm literally outside looking in, watching everybody else have their fun. I mean, we could start with like imaginary friends and stuff like that. If you want to follow the movie. was, you know, is it first grade or second grade? Everybody had a fucking imaginary friend. Or here it is. It seemed like everybody had an imaginary friend. And I was nice to everybody's imaginary friend. I played along because you know, this invisible, mystical, magical force that if I believed strong enough, it would be there. I was like, wow, that is so amazing to me. The concept was amazing to me. And, you know, there was a lot of kids in my class that had imaginary friends. They were like a secret club all unto their own. Even though, now that I think about it, we were all kind of isolated. And maybe I didn't have an imaginary friend because I had siblings and I didn't need to conjure up somebody to get in trouble with, or whatever the psychology is behind imaginary friends. I don't know. But I wanted that magic to be real for me. I mean, I was already told by everybody that I knew that I was in my own little world. Little did they know, I was trying to conjure it. I was trying to actually make it real. And I could never conjure it. I could never figure out what the magic sauce was to have that happen. And I think in my attempt at that, everybody thought I was in my own little world. Things that I learned early on, and it's kind of a traumatic thing to me, was that adults never tell the truth. I was 5 at the time, but I learned that lesson. And the little world that they thought I was in, they created it for me. They thought I was living in. They had no idea the world that I was living in. easy to build the wall. This is the thing about, like, I always laugh about it. It's easier to put up walls and shut people out than to risk the pain of allowing people in. And I was always told that it's easier to destroy than it is to build, and I'm like, that's not how it works in my world. I put walls up for myself to prevent myself from being in, to protect me from myself. It took many years, many years. I can't even tell you like how many years it took for me to realize that I just have to go through the pain. To go through the hurt. It's the reason why I admire people who took the teasing and the bullying that they had as a child and turned it into a strength. I wish I did that. Standing up to bullies, which I didn't learn. Standing up to bullies doesn't mean that you take the punch. I took the punch. I took the hits. I tried to let them see the light. I wasn't going to allow this to happen to me. As opposed to going along with it and making it a strength. I didn't accept my small size as a hindrance. I worked twice as hard to show that being a tiny little, for a tiny little kid to a tiny little young adult, that I was stronger than them, and they either they knew or they didn't care that I wasn't. I still won't allow bullies to be my friends. I still won't allow bullies to be close to me. I have so many problems. So many problems with allowing that to happen. I have a sharp tongue. I know that I don't really use it. Maybe it's kind of atrophied or something like that. I don't know. But I used to have a very sharp tongue. I used to basically, 1, 2, 3, come up with quips and freaking tear people down. I was bullying the bullies type of thing. That was one of my big things. You know what happens when you bully the bullies? You become the bully. And becoming the absolute person that you hate, and I caused, the hurt that I created in people, especially people who didn't deserve it, isolated me even more. And when I was part of fandoms and I was part of geek things, I was a terror. I was an awful person. Problems with being that awful person, eventually people just say, oh, it's just Q. That's just Q. Just let him do his own thing. Well, if you ignore him, he'll go away. Because of that pretty much awfulness, one of the things that people used to kind of rely on me is nicknames. I used to give out people's nicknames all the time. There are people that I know still use the nicknames that I gave them. And it took me a long time to realize that they were doing exactly what I admire in other people. They were turning their teasing and their bullying into a strength. And these were actual bullies. These were people that sometimes caused me physical harm. I grew up with 4 brothers. I was the smallest of them, even though I was a middle child. I was tiny. And one of the things that when I created my VTuber persona, did was I took the thing that people have used against me, and the thing that that I really don't even have anymore. I mean, it's not really there for me personally, and I turned it into my VTuber model. It is the reason why the platypus didn't make it, and the little gremlin has made it. I guess if I started with just a duckbill or something like that, or a beaver tail, kind of announcing what I was creating, maybe that would have stuck. But yeah, making a 6-foot freaking platypus really didn't make it. 2D model using YouTube Studios. I could have a beep there. I could have it rumble and move and emote and stuff like that. And they were like, oh yeah, sure you can. Started learning how to do that. And I talk about my rigging, my self-taught rigging, which, just so you know, I used YouTube videos. I used the videos that they had there. I was doing it. I think that what I was creating was more of a I think it's where the inspiration to the slime came from. Everything, almost kind of like a boneless freaking platypus. It's what I ended up creating. It's been now probably 3 years since I've started doing that project. I think it's been now, I'm in my 4th year since I started that project, and I'm right back to my emoji face with the horns. Or ears, depending on who you talk to. But yeah, the gremlin's not really a gremlin. He's just an emoji face. Not really meant to be 3D. Not really meant to be 2D. Shouldn't do what I do with the Dockies and just draw one side, and I'm done. I had to do 4 images around and another image on top, another image on bottom. So it ends up being 6 images, like a 6-sided die. A 6-sided die. exist? How many different emotes do you see? How many emote expressions do you see? And I mean, putting my hands behind my back. That was kind of done on purpose because I basically tied my hands. It really was supposed to be the face. That's it. Really wasn't intending to do anything other than that. I actually wish that most people did not have to spend, basically 50 years of their lives learning these lessons. Is that people could, go further than I could possibly even imagine. I don't even know where I would go from here. I sometimes worry end. I sometimes worry that I'm at the end of a long road. And I don't have much further to go from here. And I would like to think, and maybe that's what I kind of depend on you for, is, you show me the way. You show me where I need to go from here. Because I really don't know. I would love to think that, my next steps is my tribe. And I think for better or worse, this is my tribe. Here on YouTube. Not any other place. Any other place that I am online. The couple people or handful of people, or there could be dozens of people that watch a video every now and again. You're my tribe. And we are going to make it through that. I'm kind of like excited by it. I kind of looking forward to what will you teach me. And that's food for thought. as always, if you watch this video all the way up to this point, I mean, just put the cool beans in the comments below. Cool beans for the leans. It doesn't even have to be cool beans. It could be whatever you want to say. You know, we want to say that I'm getting close to my 500 and I'm still not. I'm procrastinating what I should do. Even though there's only 20, less than 20. I'm going to be at 17 videos after this until I reach 500, and then the 500, you know, it's gonna kind of come and go. I still see that I'm, you know, doing my gain and lose and gain and lose and gain and lose subscribers, and you know, whoever goes goes. You know, nobody's being forced to stay. I would love for people to subscribe. I would love for people to be a part of it. I subscribe to a whole heap load of people. You know, I have so many subscriptions. It makes me kind of crazy that I can't differentiate between who's subscribed to me and who's this. But I'm happy to say, just recently, my subscription watch, people who are subscribed to me watching my videos, has gone up exponentially. I'm at almost 5%. But you know, 95% of the people freaking who come in and watch my videos only watch like 8 seconds. So it's like, you know, why do I care about them? You know, what do we glean? What connection have we made? You can't make a connection in 8 seconds. I hate to say it. And it's like, you know, what do you get? You got let's do this, and me starting up my car, and then once the car starts moving, you freaking turned it off. If you were paying attention to anyway, I mean, 8 seconds goes by so fucking quick. I don't understand it. I don't understand it, and I don't understand why it should be in my analytics. Because obviously, if I took that out, 95% of my viewers, 95% of my viewers would go away, and I would be left with the 5%. And I would be happy with the 5%. As always, you made it to this point, and you deserve, oh my God, you deserve all the adulation from me. You are amazing. And we're going to get through all this together, and this year is going to be a really good, this year was a really good learning year, and we're going to be really set for what we're going to do in the future. Sorry it's not going to be rap videos. Maybe I'll do Sympathy for the Devil or something like that. Pleased to meet you. Don't you know a Q? Don't you know a bean? Greatest bean you ever seen? Have a great day. I really do. Take care of yourselves. You know, be well. I never want to. I hope that you're surviving this crazy time that we're living in, and you're thriving. I really do. As always, take care of yourselves. All right? And I will catch you on the next one. All right. Bye.